Oh, good morning, everybody. This is Brigitte. I'm going to say the word retreat. You know, we have to retreat. We have to retreat. And I want everybody to think about, there's enough people out there giving us enough history to, so I'm not going to give a history lesson. But I want us to think about the things we know about Jesus, Christianity, as well as the Nation of Islam. You know, we've been a people that have been led. We're young people. We are the newest generation of people on the earth, blacks, Black American Africans, actually. And it really is up to us to lead the way. And we're dispersed kind of everywhere. Just think about it. I want everybody to think about it. Now, we were taught a religion by our captors. And then we had the Nation of Islam come up, and his family got about money, and we have all of that going on. And what could have been a strong movement turned into something that wasn't correct. We all know by now that most black people of color in the African continent were Muslims. And then there were then we know that the Ethiopians there were Christians. But really what we are is a spiritual people. A spiritual people. That's what we are, a spiritual people. And we have to retreat. We've been able to let people guide us and lead us into places that we really don't know anything about and don't know nothing about. And we have listened and we have been cajoled. And we need to think. But it's time to retreat because we now have enough money. Got enough money. We got enough thought process, we have enough politicians, we have enough thinking, we're smart enough, we're bright enough to really separate. I believe in separate but equal. Let's be separate but equal. What has happened with us being able to, we wait on freedom. We're still slaves. We are still slaves. We're still slaves. We're still slaves, people. We're still slaves. We are. And look at the 13th Amendment. Look at the incarceration process, and we have enough on that too. Just go back and look at that stuff. We're still slaves. As long as you can continue to vote on whether I can vote or not, it means that we are still slaves. And as long as you are incarcerating people and holding them in penitentiaries that are really plantations, we are still slaves. And we need to retreat, separate. Don't move out of the house that your mama bought you, your grandmother had. Build up on it. Cause you get some money, build in it, and be something that your neighborhood can look up to. You know, have money, come back, build, move, we can get schools. Let us separate again. When we were separated, we had more. When we were separated, we were thinking more. And let's think about this religious process we got going on as well. We are spiritual, not religious. That's why you got denominations splintering off. You got different movements picking up, but we're spiritual. We really are a capitalist, socialist type of people. But it's up to us to unenslave the rest of the world, and there's slaves in the whole world. We have forgot what we're fighting for. We're fighting for the wrong thing. We're still fighting for our freedom. We're still slaves. We are still slaves. Let's separate, do what we're supposed to do, teach our children how to read ourselves by the time they're 3, just like our parents were doing us. Get in our PTAs, get in our schools, make our neighborhoods the way we want them, and then the next step is how do we do all this and get all this? Let's control this marijuana industry, what they've been jailed us for. That's the key right there. We got a lot of thinking to do, but we're still slaves. We're fighting for the wrong thing. We're still fighting for our freedom. We're still slaves. And some of us are indentured. Some of us make a little more money than others, right? Some of us make some more money, and some of us go out and we get to make a little more money. But we're indentured slaves, and then they let you do a little bit more, and then they let somebody else in the office. We even had a black president, but we're still slaves. As one is still a slave, we're all slaves. We're still slaves. We're fighting for the wrong thing. We're still slaves. Let's separate. Come on back home. Come on back and make our neighborhoods what they're supposed to be. Come back. Retreat, 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 retreat. That's what I say, retreat.